Blessings. Baraka,
Blessings.
Baraka, Baraka.
We are so happy. We are so happy and we are so blessed. Oh,
Thank you, thank you. Just got charts in there, and so wow, look at this beautiful enrichment and upliftment of African people. This is a beautiful, the Library Cafe Ghana.
yes.
So this is a beautiful vision that you have here, Sister Freedom. It's a
Oh, thank
beautiful,
you.
yeah. Thank you for inviting me to share on this platform that your vision has women best.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my goodness. So many flowers. And you are right in alignment. You are right there, right where you should be. You are
Thank you, thank you.
right on time. We're going to keep you at the center for a while so that we can let everybody vibrate on your very um, amazing backdrop. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I'm thankful. Since I started the YouTube website, um, I mean not website, but YouTube energetic weather reports monthly. Freedom is like I'm discovering a whole different world. I got to study computer, uh, mixing boards and video editing, and you got to make your own music, can't use other people's music. So I'm just entering into this world, and you want to. Some people use green screens for their backgrounds. I just kind of got a few that I change, and I'm so thankful. But it's yeah, everything is a symbol that expresses an essence. Everything is a symbol of something invisible that's a lasting reality. And everything that is visible is not so lasting. It's impermanent, as the Buddhists say.
Mhm.
um, okay, good. I'm navigating like you on this
Mhm.
computer thing. So what are you?
So one moment, because
Okay,
in order to pin you with me, I had to pin myself first.
excellent.
So
And
I
at some
want us
points,
together.
yes, and
I
at
want
some
us
point,
together.
yes. And at some point, you permit me to share the screen.
Yes,
Excellent.
if possible. I'm not exactly sure of how to do that, but I will definitely do that.
Okay,
Uh,
there's crackling in. Is that one of that's you or me? Crackling in your voice.
oh, really?
Yeah, when you
My
talk.
voice? There's nothing on my side.
Okay.
Maybe that's possibly in the machine. You know, we always say ghost in the machine here at the
Yeah.
Library Cafe Ghana. We have that experience quite a lot. Um, I hope it's nothing that will hinder your ability to attune.
No.
Great,
No.
wonderful. That's most important for us. So in this time where chaos ensues and we have such separation one from another, um, there is this thing of wanting to get back to nature. So because we've forgotten how a tomato tasted, and so in this time where it's vital to understand its taste, to understand its nature, the nature of what it is, and how it will ebb and flow with the universal order, meaning whether somebody's going to jump up and put their foot on your neck or whether they're going to be able to resist and balance themselves again on the journey. We look to you because of your um, inner stand that the cosmic order is speaking and that there is a training that will allow us to navigate this life in balance. Because the understandings that we need in which to do that are present in this system you bring to us today.
Light on, sister. And I'm thankful to be. Oh, look at that beautiful face.
There's so many of them. Oh my gosh. I'm tripping on the transcendental.
And yes, yes. As the Mayans say, in Lakesh, I'm another yourself. Much baraka to Camilla Nalata. Thank you for being here. Hope to see your face.
That's why I'm trying to get on now. I didn't know how to put my face on here.
Coach Judith.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Thank you for being here. And that's your face I see.
That's my face you see.
Very, very good. If you can get on in real time, please do. But your presence is remarkable. Thank you for being here. Oh, Baraka. I'm just like
Baraka.
I'm telling you, double. Elaine.
It's just seeing you. It's
a melanin thing. Everybody.
It is.
Melanin thing. It's just a melanin thing.
Yeah, because we're
swag. We're swinging the swag.
Yes. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a face is beyond verbs, herds, and words.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you
for your being.
The poet speaks.
And Elaine Williams.
Yes.
Thank you for your presence, dear.
Oh, she's survived.
I can't see your face because the lighting, the way the lighting is hitting, but I see you moving, and I know that your presence will greatly benefit many beyond who's on the screen today, Elaine. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
and
true.
Brother Craig Fillmore.
Yes.
Yao
Craig Fillmore.
Is it Yao?
Craig Fillmore. He doesn't have the Yao on there now.
Very good. It's an honor that you're here with us today. And the distinguishing beard that frames your face reminds me of the hoary head as a sign of wisdom. I hope you'll be sharing with us today, because it's not, the Aquarian age, beloved, was about, the Aquarian age is about, as it overlaps and it's coming in, not fully in, the Piscean age, not fully out, but it's about we-nissanization as the latest revelation. Of course, the Piscean age
as the latest revelation. I gotta write that down. Darn.
Oh, you better have some pens.
In a nutshell is
you better have a notepad all night long, dear. Because
right on there, right on with the right on.
No, I'm just
WRITE. That is.
Yes.
Oh.
And, the Piscean age, yes, it was a state of we. And every symbol, sign, every material thing is a symbol for an invisible and spiritual thing. Now, Piscean, the shadow side of that was sacrifice yourself for the greater good of the whole, for everyone else. That was a spiritual axiom, the sacrificial lamb, right? So in Aquarian age, homie, don't play that, see? Aquarian age, it's about loving yourself as you love the group simultaneously, including yourself in the love, coming out of shame and doubt and guilt and slavery's whip. You see, we have to build up the light of esteem of our godness, own your goddessness, see?
And that is what the Library Cafe Ghana is all about.
Okay.
Right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Upliftment,
Right.
enrichment, and fostering of unity.
Exactly. And I see brother Fillmore, he just transformed into the goddess right there in his picture.
Genesis
You
is her name, by the way. Her name is Genesis.
Oh,
Yes, that's his daughter. Mhm.
wow. Okay.
Genesis.
We're just like synchronized with a higher order today. And
Say it be so. Say it.
let
Let it
me.
be so. Let it be so.
Mhm. Oh, the question begs, how can I put my face on the screen?
I got it.
All right. Okay. Yes. This is good. Today is no ordinary day. Actually, any day is just a play on a hologram, you see. Mystic astrology is talking about the underlying invisible reality that animates all things. See, we're not going to get stuck only in the physical Earth School 101.
Yes.
You know, it's just a temporary journey. We make too much of it. It's a temporary journey. We come in Earth School, you know, we have a mission, an envelope to deliver. See, and our ancient ones knew that. And, yes, there was some interruption in slavery. However, the prophecies of the ancient Cometics, they said that this was the age of 2-8, the living dead, the hill of the dead. It would be one of the most valuable times to incarnate in, to quantum leap in your spiritual awakening. It would be a time when materiality, utility, the external world would dominate. It would be one of the hardest times to awaken and maintain staying awake, yet one of the most beneficial times for thousand years of quantum leaping or beyond years in one's own growth. And you all are aware of that, or I know you are. And
So good to hear it again, though. So powerful to hear that.
Speak.
yes, owning. See, we got a lot to own. Things have been raped and snatched and illicit and hypnotized out of us, you see. And what the world is revealing now, it's such a beautiful thing, the balance of the ugliness. The beautiful thing what the world is revealing is that here's an opportunity for everyone to tune in into the supreme priority, the ultimate reality, and get the download and prepare for what's about to come next. See, this is just a boom, like a 2020 began the whole process of forced change, forced altercations, force tests and stress and things to overcome. It will find you. If you're in quarantine, it will meet you in your house. It will come through the telephone. It will come through the noise of your neighbors. We all must be initiated now, see? And it's a simple thing if you want to put it in a capsule. It's about tapping in, tuning in, and turning on to yourself as energy, your true identity. Can I get a witness?
Amen. Hold on, I have a loop-de-loo for that one. Here we go, loop-de-loo. Here we go, loop-de-la. Right, okay? Okay, so I have a loop-de-loo for that. And the loop-de-loo is today someone sent me a video of a child being abused by her parent. And I guess it may have been a parent, may have been a babysitter. You couldn't see the face of the person. But the child kept fidgeting, didn't want to get in the diaper. And abuse. And so abuse, I'm saying punching, slapping the child and beating the child in the back and didn't break anything. And then putting the child's clothes on and hanging the child up by the clothes. And I kept thinking in my mind, like, what is possessing that energy?
Yes.
What is stimulating it to keep forwarding like this, and it's overcoming humanity. So my thing is that we always vision a place where there is a united humanity that overgrows the other stuff. It's like my humanity is overgrowing. It's overgrown. Because life is like a forest. You have all these different plants and trees and shrubs and birds and bees and all of these things existing simultaneously. You know, intertwining and interconnecting and overconnecting and always reminding themselves of where they belong and what they are and what they need. Not want, but need. So we get into this thing of looking at the omniverse, looking beyond, changing our perspective, our scope, to encompass beyond this environment, because I don't think it's that the environment, it's something in us that's gone awry. It's something all around us that is affecting the hologram. And so when we're sitting in this hologram that is happening as we think, so as we think it is becoming, what is generating this impact within us that is allowing us to override the boundary of our cosmic order?
Been seeing you to sing true. Lack of love. Simple. And the scripture, Christian scripture, because iniquity does abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Love is seldom found. Love is in need of love today. You
Love's
know,
the answer.
well, we start with our own hearts, because our self-love needs healing, you see. And one of the things that studying the language of the heavens, learning how to read energy, has helped me to pay attention to the details of what's really going on inside of my mind, my emotions, the root causes of things, the interior motives for my actions. A ruthless honesty, a courageous honesty is necessary to truly love yourself. The ancients said, know thyself, but people misunderstand what they're really talking about in generally. You know, lack of love is the answer to the question, because it become hip to be tough and warrior and callous and intimidating and not taking no stuff and fronting such a powerful, strong, and that have excluded the tenderness. And so when love leaves, you know, people turn their back on the goddess, these spiritual principles of sensitivity, magnanimity, patience, surrender, and non-resistance, selfless service. Those are just a few expressions of love. And the mystics want a direct experience with the Creator. We don't want no words. We don't want no intellect. We don't want no theories. All we want is a direct experience, like the little baby that is just born, and the big warrior, muscle-built guy walks in the room, and he looks over at the baby and melts into a puddle of gentleness and softness and tenderness. No words, no accumulated mindset that the baby has, just presence. See, your presence is more powerful than the words. Somebody said, but words have power. Yeah, but where does the power come from? Where does the words come from? What is animating everything? So the yin and the yang, energy going in, yin, energy coming out, yang. duality. That's on the earth plane. We must have it all. But we give too much attention to the external world. The masters say that everything is happening inside of us. The ancient Kemetic said that we're not here to be affected by the planets. We're here to affect the planets. It all starts with self-love.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You got to rewind a little bit there. We're not here to
be affected by the planets. We're here to affect the planets.
You see, because I thought we were just all in this boat together. I didn't think of it as we're to affect them, they're not to affect us. I always thought we are affecting each other constantly. And
good point.
It's a relationship.
Good point. It depends on where you put your eye. Your eye in front of everything you say. Your eye is your true identity and awareness. And the awareness of one's identity determines everything that will happen in every way that they will respond to anything around them. So in the ancient Kemetic, I see a red hat ascending.
That's Queen Leia.
Oh, Queen Leia Lewis. Thank you.
Yes. And you missed Serious Reflexology is our beautiful Queen Carol.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she knows you.
Very good.
She's going to surprise you in a minute. She's going to pop out.
Oh, that's going to be so good. We got a stellar audience here today. And
one man bold enough to take on all these women energies. You and Baba Yao, you're the two strong ones.
Yeah, brothers need to rise up, lift up, cheer up, sensitize up, clear up, and melt down, merge,
stand up,
smear into personless. You know, we're too person-centered. That's the whole thing. The masters say that it's one in the many, many in the one. So what we mean that we are separate in form, but we're one in essence. Now let's talk about the essence. The essence is where the form came from. The essence gave meaning and life to the form, and it electrified it and galvanized it with life, and it grew from the baby to the person, right? And to the form reaches its end, like all form. What is form? Search through the galaxy, and everything beyond what you can see is form. Form is impermanent, all form. So what is beyond form? The divine is beyond form, and those that are reborn into the divine. Beyond the atomic structure, that's what the ancient Kemetics taught. So this is the mystery, the marvelous reality that we're here to awaken and remember. What is beyond form? But how can we?
Wait. Whoa. Okay, you are absolutely correct. Beyond form. And so when we are purposed for something, like for example, I'm purposed to be a servant for a master. And it's not a belittling role, but it is a role of service, because I am the wise woman. Like, well, let's say if people had if I had a servant in my house like Queen Afua, who was mixing my brews and creating my food and addressing, giving me massages and making sure that I'm properly cleaning. It's almost like a coach. And so a lot of times people get the role of griot or astrologer or advisor to the king. And they have these, the purpose comes along with, it's amazing because today in the politics, things like this are happening. People who are assigned a role, and that role is their purpose. And their purpose is to serve, but they get taken off of that purpose by an environment of judgment let's use that as an example of what I'm dealing with in the world. When I come to my astrological plane or my astrological matrix, and I come to study the stars, and I'm looking out and I'm connecting with the stars, or I'm connecting with the planet alignments, and I'm feeling out the energy of my day, and I'm asking myself questions like, where is Mars in relationship to where I am right now? Where is Venus? Where am I? This is how we interact in that relationship, of that cosmic relationship of human being, them and us, you know, the planets and us, the stars and us. See? So how do we utilize this to be more than a mere explanation, verbal explanation of the magnificence, but we actually become aligned with it to the point where we can strategize our release of the ebb and flow, because you have to release it, but you also have to be up on it enough to have a plan. Like if you don't plan for, or a vision, if you want to call it a vision, to have a vision or have a dream, have a vision of what you are manifesting, because it's all a hologram based off of our inner hearts and minds and souls, right? This is your initial paradigm or model, and I love it. So now help us understand how astrology has done that for you, allowed you this place of being able to understand your connection.
Okay. Thank you, Cyrus, for being here. And Camilla, you're beautiful, you're shining. Where you sit, illuminated, your future's bright. And Leah, thank you. And if you have any questions, wave, and that'll let me know you have a question, and then we could, you know, turn your mic on and ask the question, because this is not, as I was starting off saying, we're not a one-man show. The Aquarian Age is about a group, a circle of leaders and elders co-creating. The opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo. The Leo age is about one ruler, see, and one big shot, and everybody. We played that role so long, and look what's happening in our world with having given that kind of power. Now, the true mission, the highest mission of the Leo, is self-illumination, to realize the divine in the physical body in this incarnation. The spiritual mission of the Aquarius is to be aware of that divine in all bodies. See, so now we're coming into Asar, that everything is united and everything is one. So we always have to be careful about, well, as we find a light, we walk in, about when we say the word I, what we're really meaning, because that is laying out the frequency of what we're creating and where we're existing on. See, I, the baby learns it. That breaks down the warrior with her presence. So she coming there, but after she learns I, then the next the word the baby learns mine, possession. See, when I was a young teenager, I began to feel an urge to find out this mystery in life, and I knew that I had to find it. I told my girlfriend, I got to go on this journey. There's a secret. There's something hidden that most people are not aware of. I got to find out what it is. I want you to go on this journey with me. Please go. But if you don't go, I know I got to go. She quit me the next day, dropped me like I was hot. And I continued on the journey on the path of spirituality. We usually inherit the religion from our people and our surroundings. So as I was a young man in the military, I began to reach out and I started having these visions, everything, picked up a Bible, started reading it, and then got involved when I went to Germany in the church, and then started having some spiritual experiences. And then when I came to this point of going to college and studied world religions as a liberal art major, philosophy, research, psychology, I began to see that all of these religions and denominations wasn't of the devil like they were teaching us in our Christian movement. I began to see, man, they're saying the same thing in many different ways. And, you know, the Yogananda Paramananza, look up a yogi, Edgar Casey here in Virginia. I mean, you can go on. That began my journey of absorbing, and I wanted to go to different groups from coast to coast to have a firsthand experience of their spiritual path. So that got me on the journey. In the church, my gift, I started telling people to stand up and telling them things about themselves. So I tuned into the gift, got a reading in Sarasota, Florida before I traveled in my little MGB to Mendocino, California. Got to Mendocino, California, looked at the chart and said, is this stuff really true? Went to the metaphysical bookstore downtown, got some astrology books, started looking at my chart, seeing the meanings, and I said, wow, this is amazing. Before 2 months passed, I was doing readings in Mendocino, and I was getting paid.
You made the connection.
$40, but I couldn't even figure out, there were no computers, so I didn't know the math to correct the timing for each location, but the intuition was working enough. And finally, when I got to a professional astrologer, a couple of professional astrologers that wrote for magazines in California, they said, wow, you're able to interpret these things. You're gifted. So that kind of like, you know, motivated me.
Yeah.
And it began a journey of studying the language of energy and weather reports of energy and the energetic characteristics of beings. Okay, so, you know, each person has their own characteristics.
Okay.
However, we give the attention to the characteristics as being attached to their physical body. But even when they leave the body, they still have the characteristics. See, we're not the body. My sister was telling me a story about her boyfriend when she was very young, and he loved his car. And she asked him one day, she said, it seemed like you loved his car more than me, do you? And she said he paused too long. And so
it's all about the rhythm.
She dropped him like he was hot the next day.
You see, and that's something I was thinking about when you were talking about your girlfriend back in the day who dropped you. Actually, when a rocket is going up, it has to drop below, you know, to keep rising higher. So maybe she just let you go.
Camilla, he liked that. Yeah, because
sometimes
that's
time
right.
to move on.
It's time to move on. So there's the moving on from place to place. You know, there's people who travel a lot. Some people are traveling because they're running from something. They fear something. They're trying to get away from it. Interesting. Mm-hmm. You know, when you really have that urge to travel and you're guided by the divine, you know, everywhere you go, people will pop up right there and serve and help you. Mm-hmm. But who is traveling within? See, who is traveling in the invisible world of energy? So what you mean to Tuere? Who is beginning to experience in their meditation as their breathing calms them? Who is able to get through the tempest of the monkey mind on automatic, just playing inside oneself, and to differentiate the narrator voice in the head from our true self? Who is able to say that my biocomputer is just accumulated bag of knowledge that I've accumulated since I was a baby. It's not me trying to run the show, and that's what we call an ego. Who is woman besting enough to begin to be fearless enough to let the spirit rise out of the body and expand and experience energy, to merge with the environment, with nature, with things. And then go to the next initiation of breathing and intending and moving that invisible energy consciously. So this is the world that we are awakening in and becoming proficient in. Coach Judy, you already know. And Cyrus. So that began me on my path, Mendocino, California, in the way of overcoming the fears, that fear from Christianity. They go back and they interpret the Old Testament saying astrology is of the devil and soothsayers and things like that. And then people always got a reason to justify their fears. The Magi that read the stars and found their way to Christ was astrologers, but that's all right. And here's the thing. The night sky is the blackboard. The stars and the planets are the chalk and the language. That's the language of the heavens. It's been read for eons. It's a language up there. It speaks. And there is the scientific astrologers. I found this out, Freedom, when I went to my first UAC. The UACs are when the top astrologers on the planet come together for 1 week of classes all day and balls and all kind of stuff. Wow. And so I got to meet the top on the planet, the most published and well-known. And one of them is here in Reston. His name is Robert Hand. But I'm saying that to say that what they were saying to me was that we got the intellectual part of it, but you got the spiritual side of it. And well, you can link that with the problem in the world today that we just concluded was because of lack of love. Love connects us with the spiritual side. The lack of love fragments us from the spiritual side. Why? Because anytime you're in a position of love, women already know, it's an opening, it's a merging. You don't love ready for war, flexing and contracting your muscles and resisting and competing and contending and condemning and
judging.
You don't know. You can't be loving in that position. Love is a position where you open and you merge. And so that's also entering into the spiritual world. It's really interesting. And
I like to call it growing up into, you mature into it.
That's right.
Into love, because it's not always one person giving way or releasing. It's one person releasing and one person continuing. And sometimes so we have to let go of things so that they can grow through.
Right. With those words, growing and maturing, I understand what you're saying. You're right. But really, when you look at the meaning on a deeper level of growing and maturity, it's about dropping the illusion. Because in reality, if you're made in the image of the Creator, you are perfect. Everything point blank. You're made perfect. Oh, there's a wave. Come on, Coach Judith.
I kind of think about it as unfolding to something that you already are.
Yes.
Just unfolding into it.
That's right. That's right. The unfoldment is the dropping of the illusion. See, one of the mystics put it this way. He said that the spiritual path is a path of negation. It's just negating the false self. It's like mud and gook that has covered over the
Wow.
perfect diamond, impeccable child of the creator that we are, and we don't see it no more. We don't know that there's something valuable underneath until we start the shadow work. See, until we start to really be honest with ourselves and go deep. And then we begin to see what's in the way. You cannot grow organic food with rocks and weeds. The first thing we do, we got to take the rocks and the weeds out of the soil, and then we have to fertilize it with that will make it fruitful. So we are that. We are that. And the life that animates those plants to be living beings, that is the best medicine for us. The life that invigorates that, it's invisible. The same life that's causing the heart to beat right now in us is invisible. How do we get to know the invisible? It's not that difficult, really. Edgar Casey said, mind is the builder. Whatever you put your attention to, you get more of. We got to give it attention.
And not just Edgar Casey. And I mean, because in ancient Kemet or Kushite history, story, there is the legend of all of this. It starts with the ideals of Ma'at. And there's also this, and even more brilliant readings, more supreme reading of the stars by the Dogon people who began the process of actually dictating or writing it in or creating it as a language. Mm-hmm. So that a system that's not even respected or accepted in our realm. So when you say scientists talk to you about having the knowledge but not the key spiritual aspects in place, that's reminiscent of stealing of the Greeks stealing the 700 scrolls of knowledge from the ancient Kushites, exactly. And not being able to translate them because the key is in the melanin, it's in the humanity, it's in the
heart.
Third eye. To say again?
Is it between the third eye and the heart?
Yeah,
that's the connection is there.
Right. That
goes into
that
the knowledge.
Symbol of Ankh that we are. So but before we go further in our conversation, is it possible we could start a few readings? Because
that's what I was about to say, because I didn't look at the time here. Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm
keeping track. I got you, bro. I got you.
All right. And okay.